Let's start this up. I'm just waiting for the stream to start. Okay, so continuing with the video I was doing before, you can check on the YouTube for the other videos. I'm putting a number on each video so you know which one is the first one. And what I need to do now is create my external process, which is the same code as my bridge code. So I'm going to take a look how I did it to have a starting point. From what I remember, it's just application. Let me load it up. Yeah, it's just an application. It has everything in here. So I could use this as a base and just change as I needed. But if I would have to create a new one, it's actually fairly easy with the Projuster. Just go new project and graphics interface application. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just reuse this code here. My builds in here. So in engine. And I'm going to create another folder. I just it now. Main engine external. That should do it. And can go and place it in here. Okay. The source file, the logo I don't need. Just have the main file. And here I'm going to add my stuff in here. Copy my backup files. As always. Okay. Almost done. Wrap. Wusik meaning stern. No. Backup. And I'm going to add these guys to my all around backup 2. And now I can start putting the right names. I'm going to add the logo from the other folder. Here we go. And graphics interface application. Modules are the ones I always use. Not going to use the image module. Here I have to delete all these guys. I have just one. And now I have to place it in my engine data. I'm going to start with the Wusik station version 9 code. Well, yeah, I'm going to need one for each product. So process folder. I'm just going to call this station version 9. No debug. Process. And this is going to be the name of the binary export. I'm going to add a preprocessor Wusik station version 9. Everything else is the same. Here I'm going to add my icons. I'm going to start at 8.1. Well, everything seems to be the same. Let me check my main file here. Main engine external. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, that seems correct. But now I have also to add the Wusik station actual files. One not correct. Check my modules, utilities. I have to change a few things because this uses an older version of Juice. Replace all these guys. Well, I have to replace a lot of this code because this is for my bridge application. It's has a lot of stuff that I'm not going to be using. I think just going to do some cleanup here first. I check my main engine file and check my enumerators here. It's going to be a bit different from this one. This should do it. This filter I'm not going to be using. Now I can see that I have my 3 threads. The ping thread and thread number 1 and 2. One is for the processing and the other is for everything else. This definition I'm not going to be using. There's no ping thread. There's no MIDI learn. No filter. Not using the external look and feel because Not going to bother with that. Playhead. I'm using this. I have to check why I'm using this playhead object. I don't remember. The create snapshot of native window I'm going to be using. This is the code I'm going to be using to take a screenshot of the plugin interface and send back to my main code. Load preset and save preset I'm not going to be using. Because all of this code is just for the bridge plugin code. So I don't really need it. The plugin window, I will have to use a window to load the plugin into, but mostly it's not going to have all the stuff that it has in here. I have to check that too. And there's a few things that's for Wusik X42 that I'm not going to be using in here. Oh, those are all the menus that I had. I'm not going to be using either. It's not going to be used. All this for the editor. Okay, that's good. There's no close. I have to check something. A minute. The close button is not going to be present because I have to keep this window attached to the other one. Look, if it's not being using. So here I have my actual bridge application. I have my main thread, which starts, and I'm pretty sure it starts everything from there. I have to remove the menu option. Here, menu bar is not going to be using. And not going to use any. I have to check a few things here and there, but are activated. The editor visible. I know I had some code for Windows. Okay, on the shutdown, I close my two threads, stop the timer. That's pretty much it. Here's my load plugin, which, by the way, let me remove the option to host plugins because I'm not going to be using that. Around here. Disabled, and disabled. Not going to be using that. I'm going to load the class directly. So instead of load plugin, I'm going to be using something else. So I can remove all this call. What is this part doing here? Oh, that's the media learn part. I'm not going to be using either. Learn, I'm not going to be using. I have to check where is going to be loading the actual stuff, but it's around here. These threads for loading saving presets I'm not going to be using. Oh, here we are. The open editor, get the editor handle is going to return the window handle for the actual interface. All these I have to replace. And it's going to be a lot of work, but that's okay. The thread ping I'm not going to be using for now, so I'm just going to remove it. Learn, not going to be using. Oh, these are not going to be using either. So I'm going to comment a lot of this stuff out until I can put it back. Let's see. It's a heck lot of stuff. Okay, so let's go from the top again. Go to my copyright information. I have my two threads. One is the main thread, the other one is for other stuff. I have my automations. The load plugin I'm not going to be using anymore. I have my named pipes here, the processing pipe and the others. Format manager I'm not going to be using. That's use it for loading things such as plugins, if I'm not mistaken, or sounds. I don't really recall, but I'm not going to be using either. Because this code here has to load the plugin code directly. No plugin description, no error messenger, no plugin to load description, no plugin load. Last state, not going to be using. Audio buffer, I have to check any MIDI message too, because I received this from the main applications. The automate also receive. Position of the window. Global photo I'm not uses. not going to be using. Remove all the video learn options, because I'm also not going to be using here. Okay. The data folder. Don't really have to bother about that. Nope. Create window title to be the product name. For example, I'm not going to be using two. This all done inside the plugin itself. Okay, good. Need to preset list. I don't really need it. No, no, and no. I don't remember why I'm using this playhead. I think for no buttons, I just go with 0. Because I need a window that has no border. It would be 0 for everything. I have to check a few things, but it should be that. I have to check the position of the window too, so not sure about that yet. So the timer callback, what am I using the timer for? I don't need a timer for this case. Let me remove. Well, I can create a window that resizes itself. We're going to check that later on. How to resize the window when it resizes from the source. So there is no timer for that. There's no need. There's always going to be an internal timer for the window when you create with the juice window, the document window. So it resizes itself. And the edge to visible are not going to be using. So, okay. Now I have my British application, which also has a timer for the close editor and the open editor. global font. There. Okay, my command parameters. So where is the... Oh, here. Okay, the new name is for the pipe processing, which I send it when I create the... Where is it now? Log into processing. We have two shell variables. They actually name of the process and then the pipe ID. Okay, so I don't use any of those other guys. Everything I also don't created. Those two guys are not going to be using. And now here's where I load my plugin and start the first loop that take cares of the process and other things. So I can remove a lot of this stuff in here because all I do is send the state information, create a new pipe, and that's pretty much it. Let me check in here. So here's where I'm going to start processing. I don't send this basic information. I have to create the audio processing and that's going to be it's a bit hard to understand right now what I'm doing, but the idea is actually not very complex or anything. I'm going to explain it in a minute. Because when the application starts, it starts the two threads. It is now. So what it happens is going to start the two threads. Actually, should another thing here. Should actually do this before. It's not going to matter much. because it fire ups the external process, and the external process starts and already returns back. So if I want to do something like checking if it already started, I have to do some command for that, but not the case in here. So get my automations, my processing, the prepared place in here. Yeah. Pretty sure that's going to be errors. So it's already doing something. Let me check the name and put that in there. Who is doing that? I always use that. Oh, now it's running. Of course, it's going to give me an error because I have set up the named pipe. Zero bytes. Oh, it's put inside a app folder. I hate when it does that. And I have no idea why it does that. Crap. Because I'm setting my binary location here. Where's the information about the app? Hmm. There's probably a problem with the exporting process. So I have to manually change it in here. Output directory. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. Huh. So okay, let me check a few things out in here. The thread start. This is the others thread. Pipe others. So when I run my shell, I check if it's running. There's an event state to send. I send it. It would be nice to check if it has already loaded. I can see that I have get parameter value, text. I have several options in here. The Windows position, the size of the editor. Yeah, it's on here. But what I want to do, well, what's going to happen in here? I have to check this out or anything else, but I think it's going to work. So it starts the external process, which I already created. And it sends nothing. So let me check on my code here. It only sends the name of the new pipe plugin, the named pipe, and starts a thread. And now it returns something back, some information. So I have to check for that. Nice. Just a minute. I have to do something. Okay, I'm back. Let me check something now. So, okay, I start the process. The name of the named pipe is sent from the actual command shell. And I have to read this up. So I don't really need this information because I know it has an editor, I know it accepts MIDI, and I know it doesn't accept produces MIDI. So I'm just going to return a random number that I pick here, 89, let's say, or 42. And I need to receive this number back before I can continue. So it's a nice thing. So if process is running, I'm going to get from the pipe processing. Read. And bytes to read size of char. I think it's 1 byte. Yeah, it's 1 byte. Timeout 10 milliseconds. And I can check if x command equals 42 continuous, else, well, there's no else. Is ready should be false in here. Yeah, it's false. So I'm going to read that command back, and then I can continue. I'm going to put an alert here so I know it accepted. And looking at here again, it only writes back this number. and now it starts processing the pipe processing. Yeah, that's good. Let's see what happens. Looks like it's not doing anything. Okay. That's no good. Reading the command back from the pipe processing. No, 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 no. Looks like I'm going to have to create a debug version of this just to check what's going on. Yeah, it's failing. Oh. It opens the pipe, but it doesn't receive. Probably I'm doing something wrong. Hmm. You can see that the external process is running, but it's halted. So I have to check why. It's probably this guy. Weird. I could debug this external process, but it's a bit more complicated because I have to attach it to the external one. It's possible. It's just a bit harder to do. Just that. He's getting stuck somewhere. Oh, of course. Really. There's no plugin load yet. I haven't started, so it's going to crash. I'm going to add the code there so you can take a look. Yeah, now it's working. It was crashing. So let me close this guy and see if I can add my source code directly without having to create a copy. So I have to add my Wusik engine source code, all my modules, everything that is required. And I just have to remove the option to create the external plugin itself. Or actually not. I have to check now. What I don't want is the code to create external copies of the files. So I check for that again. There's files here. Is the option? Oh, it's not going to copy. I remember now. Only actual modules it's going to copy. So I have to add a few modules that is used by the Wusik engine code. The image codes used. It splits a single file into 9 files. So you can use to create. Let me show to you. It's a very handy code, and I have already put this online, so anyone can use it. So let's say just what is it? User modules. Pink image, examples, pages. So let's say this one here. It has these pink lines that is going to determinate, sorry, the corners of the image. So it can split this file into multiple files and always create the file with a different size. It has been used on all my skins. Here you can see that it's going to divide only on 3 areas, 1, 2, and 3. And I have put these on GitHub as well. If you want to take a look, you can just go to my GitHub and it's going to be there. And what it does, let me show you. Let's see, Wusik station. Or there's another one there. One is wrong. Check what I created there. So let's say I open an alert box. This is an alert box. So it's just one small image, but it stretches out the corners using that code. Very handy. Let me add my other modules because I think I'm going to be using several of these modules. The scanner. Mm, the debug. I don't remember which ones I'm using. But some are for Wusik ZR, not for the Wusik station code. So if I compile now, it's going to be like okay, I'm getting a lot of errors in here. History settings. Oh yes, I have to create that. Let me get from the Wusik engine file. Is it Wusik engine? Going to be app configuration. Going to be in here. Need pretty much all these guys. And I can put app configuration. I have to change a few things. Okay, let me change this back. Porter. I'm going to use WSV9 instead. Okay, that's good. For now, I'm not going to worry about the other guys. There's just one error I didn't understand. There's still some errors. Where is getting that from? Hmm. Where is that set at? I have to find this one. Oh well. I know what it is. I forgot to put WSV8 as well. Let me check my actual files for the Wusik engine so I don't forget anything. Oh, it's all this. I forgot. Put all this. And let me reopen. It's still a bit slow. I got up too early today to help my wife with some stuff. She's doing some crafts fair downtown. I couldn't get to sleep again, so I decided to work early today. That's okay, I guess. Just some errors. Okay. That's going to be a problem. Where is getting this from? Oh, from the piped plugin code. Um, I'm going to put main event on the front just so it separates from the other. There's another way to do that and keep the same name, but I'm not going to use name separators for that. I don't like that. The class automation is the same for the piped plugin, so we don't need to recreate it. Oh. Sample play on resolver object. I can't read this. Flag. Oh, I have to enable flag format. Flag. I think it's flake or flag. Bluetooth MIDI pairing. Why am I using that? I don't remember, but it is in there. Oh, it's the audio selector editor, which is not going to be used, so I can remove that. Standalone filter, also I'm not going to be using that. So let's go back. Let's go back here. I have to remove some files. So where is it? Those two. Remove reference. Move reference. And a standalone filter. And on the modules, I have to add the flag format. Flag. Enable. On MP3 is enabled too. Enable. Everything is enabled. If I'm not mistaken. Let's check. It's going to recompile the whole thing. At least my computer is pretty fast now. Let's see if it's using all the cores. Yes, it is. That's nice. So 8 logical cores in 16 threads. And you can see when it gets to the linker linking part. So the linker, I think that's correct. It drops down to one core only. Okay, just one missing still. I'm not using the electro component. Why it's still complaining? Search. Hmm, weird. I don't know what it is. It's the standalone option. Where are my codes? Oh, here. Cause there's somewhere. Can do a quick search, I guess. I'm still trying to use that. Um, what I'm going to do is add another preprocessor here. External process. Wusik external process. That's what I'm going to call this. And when that's added, I'm not going to be using the. Where is it now? I'll have to compile again. Did I just add on the wrong place? Oh boy, I think I made a mistake. Main engine doesn't have any code. I added the code in the wrong place. Let me check. The main engines, it's correct. Creating the plugin, the VST3. Okay, so this one to complain about this guy. To kinda know what the problem is. It tries to add thing is, where is it? I don't remember. Solution project, I think it's the same thing. I think my dog has to go outside. So I'm checking if the problem is not this one, but there is a place where I'm going to create something that I have to check. This is open all the juice files now. It has nothing to do with my code. But there is a place that is trying to create that. So on the plugin editor, we rebuild the solution just in case. I'm going to check here where it could be doing that. Weird. I will figure this out. Should it's still doing something. The show settings dialog. Where do I remove it? Oh, it's in here too. Okay. That's nice. Oh, my dog wants attention again. My, my dog's putting the nails on my leg. Okay, that's compiled. It's working. And just thinking now, there's not much to do here. Just don't get why the app configuration is getting from there too, but I'm going to have to look at this later. So right now, I have to create the plugin. Where is it? The processing thread is this one. So what's going to happen is that I have to create a new one. Let me check what's the name I use it because I don't actually remember. Okay, audio processor. And I have to include the code. I have to put the actual directory folder. This one. This is on Windows. Use Windows. Otherwise, it's going to be on OS 10, which I don't know the folder just yet. Sorry about that. Just adjusting the microphone. I just hope the sound quality is much better now. I heard it has a very high pitched noise, but I don't know how to filter that without filtering other stuff too. It's probably the sound of my air conditioner. So, okay. And here, instead of audio processor, we're going to put. Is it? Again, let's go here. Just put these in there. Instead, does it require anything other than that? Oh, the instance number. And the multi-preset owner. Interesting. Let me check how I'm actually doing that, because I don't recall. I'm trying to find where it creates the code that creates the actual plugin. There is a code somewhere in here. I just don't remember by heart what's the name. Oh, here, this creates the plugin filter. So I can go and create it blank. And I need to align it because I'm using SSC. Now I can go and set the playhead. The listener. I'm not using the listener in here. Oh yes, for the plugin automation, of course. Why am I doing this 2 times? Weird, it shouldn't be doing this 2 times, so let me remove that. So this should create the plugin or not. Oh yeah, can I remove this guy here and just use the same header so it's compiling correctly now. Oh, I didn't find a process file. Where is creating it then? Oh, because I changed it. That's going to be a pain. So what I'm going to do, every time I have to change it. Why, oh why? Here, app. Pain in the neck. Oh, I need the, of course. Of course. Hey, I made a mistake. I removed the hosting of VST, but I actually used it on the code. So let's put it back on the modules. Let's see everything that I need. The audio formats are there. Hosting is there now. I'm just putting audio units here so when I export this to the Mac OS 10, it's already set in there. In a way.